Alright, YouTubers, I've got one more rant. I'm sorry, today's rant day apparently. Grab you some coffee, sit down and rest for a while. Now, I wanted to building to put my stuff in and get out there and do crafts in. As I told you, I do stained glass, I do all kinds of stuff. And it would have been really nice. So I went and looked at the building, talked to the guy, we went ahead and signed papers for it and everything, because it was a nice building. And then the landlord had to sign the paper. Well, he had already told me I could have one. And so I gave him the paper. He said, all right, I'll look it over, I'll get back to you on Monday and let you know. I said, okay, that's fine. Come to find out, the paper they wanted him to sign was that if they backed the building in and like hit the deck or anything, if they did any damage at all, they wasn't responsible for it. The landlord was still responsible for it. And I thought, oh my word, how crooked can you get? And, of course, long story short, the landlord said, no, I can't do that. He said, they want me to be responsible if they tear up something on my property. He said, that's not right. And I said, oh my gosh. I said, okay. So I went back and I called him. I said, look, can't get the building. On account of the landlord don't like it that you can come in on his property, tear up something. And, and then you're not responsible for it. So he said, he said, that's okay. That's okay. Uh, well, we have another paper we can give you that says, that just says they can't put a fence up around it and you got to be able to get to the building and that they're giving this permission to put the building on there. Well, this let me know that they were crooked as all get out because because I told the landlord, I said, all the paper will be just that that you can't block them from getting in and you're giving them permission to put the building on the property. Well, anyway, I said, yeah, he's not going to go for that because, if y'all back to the building in, you knock his deck down, y'all not responsible for it? I said, that ain't right. And he said, well, we got another paper that we can give you that doesn't have all that stuff on there. Well, at this time, I'm kind of mad. I'm thinking, you're trying to screw the landlord over by if you damage something, you don't have to pay for it. That's not right in any book. And I sat there for a minute and I said, well, you know what? I said, it's not going to do any good now. If you'd have gave me that paper first, I'd have had my building. But I said, since you chose to try to go the other route, I said, yeah, I'm not going to be able to get the building. And I hope I can get my refund back. My deposit back. And he said, but you can show. I said, no. I said, you have done showed them, what you're like by trying to go that other route. And I said, no, he's not going to do that. And I said, I'm sorry. I was looking forward to having that building because it was like being custom made for me with doors where I wanted it and everything. And I said, if y'all had gave me that paper first without all this other bunch of crap on there, I said, I would have had my building. But I said, instead you were trying to screw people around to where you could come on there if you wrecked something, knocked something down, tore it up or whatever, that you wouldn't have to take care of it. It wouldn't be your responsibility. And I said, that's not right. So I was mad. Oh, was I mad. I was upset. I was downhearted because I thought, oh my gosh, there goes my building. I could check with another building, but I was so soured on it, I didn't even want to even think about it. I was just mad. It was one of those times you need to go to your little space and listen to your music and just kind of calm down and go, okay, well, it wasn't meant to be. We move on. And that's what happened. But I just want to let y'all know, y'all be careful. If you're renting a building, going to somebody to rent a building, be very, very careful about what you sign. And, of course, we're renting, so we had to have the landlord to sign, the paper to okay it. But if you're buying one for yourself, don't sign anything that says that the company's not responsible for bringing the building in there if they hit or tear up something. Yeah, that's not good. So anyway, there goes my little dream of having the little building down here. Now, I'm not sure, but he said, the landlord did, He said, I can build you a building right out here, and for a lot less than what they were trying to charge you. So I don't know where if he's wanting me to pay for it or what's going on, or if he's actually just going to build one. Anyway, heck, I'd get out there and help him build it. I've built 2 houses, helped build 2 houses before from the ground up, helped remodeled. I've done plumbing, I've done wiring, I've done siding, I've done roofing. I've done the whole 9 yards. So yeah, I can get out there and help him do it and get it done quicker. Um, but I think it's just sad that companies try to screw people over. And that's my rant, because they're trying to screw the landlord over and make him responsible for something they might tear up. And that's not right. They should be responsible for it. The company bringing in the building should be responsible. If they tear up something, they need to fix it. So anyway, that's my another rant for the day. So be careful, people. If you go to get one of those rental buildings, do be careful. There's so many little things that they try to sneak in on you that's not right. There's so many people it's not honest anymore. You just have to really, really be careful. And my point, or the thing that saves me a lot of times, is that I won't jump into things. I have to study it for a while, and I had studied that for a while. I tried to think over it or whatever before I even went to look at the building, and or any building. But a lot of times that's what saves me. I'll go, no, let me think about this. And that let me think about it is my loophole to not getting into stuff that I don't need to be in. So the rant is, be careful if you go get one of the rental buildings. Those things are awesome. I was going to, and get this, I was going to rent one of those big long ones that has a little porch on the front of it that curved around. I was going to make me a tiny house. I still want to do this. I want to make a tiny house, and I want to live in it. Yeah, you couldn't do stuff like this, but if you have a building, you go do this stuff out in the building. You know, your a little building outside. You can do all this stuff out there and live in your tiny home. I looked all of them up, I studied it, and I was going to have one. I really was. I had just really thought about it. And my son wanted me to come and stay down here. And I said, all right, I'll give you 2 years. I'll come down there and I'll stay for 2 years. And then I'll decide what I want to do. I'm pretty happy down here. I really am. It's a little hot in the summer, but then it's hot everywhere else in the summer. So, so I don't know. We'll see. Only time's going to tell, and it depends on what happens. I mean, he may find a lady friend who wants him to move in with him or whatever, and, then it's time for me to move on. I've done what I'm meant to do, and that was to help him out because 2 people, I mean, one person can't hardly make it anymore. It takes 2 people, 2 paychecks coming in just to survive anymore. And that's what I done. He was struggling, and I said, okay, I'll come down, I'll live there, and I can get to see my grandkids too. That's a big plus. And get to enjoy them. And so anyway, just be careful. People are so crooked. You just got to be careful. And don't jump on something right away. Come home, say, all right, let me think about it, or check with other people, which is what I should have done. But I just wanted to get a building, get it here, and get it set up and everything so I could start using it. But, that's what happens when you rush into things that you shouldn't. And the landlord, he's the one that caught all that stuff that, they would not be responsible for anything they tore up. The one bringing a building in, which is not right. All right, peoples, I'm going to let you go. I got to get to quilting. If I don't get this thing going, I'm not ever going to get it done. So there's your rant for the day. Do be careful. There are just so many crooked people out there. So just kind of be careful whenever you're dealing with people buying stuff. And whenever you go to have a roof put on or anything like that, do not ever, and I cannot stress this enough, do not ever pay them in full. You can give them half of it, but never pay them in full because they got their money. If they don't want to come back and finish a job or whatever, they're not going to. And then you got this long hassle to fight with them. Never pay them up front for the whole job. because they got their money. They don't care whether they come back or not. I mean, some of the there's a lot of good carpenters. Don't get me wrong, because my